Hello friends and students, welcome you all to a new YouTube channel, Home Tutor. Home Tutor likes to help children learn social studies. Teaching is becoming an unavoidable and helpful scope through online during situations when the students are restricted to their time and also in such an emergency situation like pandemics. Here, Home Tutor will act as your personal or individual teacher. It will focus on children who are studying in 8th, 9th and 10th of CBSE school and also candidates who are preparing for the competitive exams in India. Most of the children who wishes to join science stream after 10th standard have a wrong perception towards studying social studies. In order to get excellent percentage of mark in the board exams, children should definitely get top marks for social studies too. And also, the chapters you study during 8th, 9th and 10th standards are important for us if we are preparing for India's topmost competitive exams like UPSC, SSC, CDS, NDA, INA, PSCs, IIT, CLAT, AILET, LSAT, etc. In all these exams, competitive exams, NCERT textbook is followed. Okay, let's come to our point. Home tutor will have two type of classes. One is completely in very simple English language and another one is partially in Malayalam language. As a starter, I will concentrate on 8th, 9th and 10th standards of social studies. As I have said before, Home tutor will be following NCERT textbook. A complete lesson-wise reading and discussion, solving questions, revisions, etc. will be the program in our primary video. Let's go through the topics. 8th standard students should study history, geography and civics under social studies. Let's run through the chapters. Here we will be studying 12 chapters in history, that is how, when and where, from trade to territory, the company establishes power, ruling the countryside, tribal tycoons and the vision of a golden age, when people rebel, colonialism and the city, weavers, iron smelters and factory owners, civilizing the native, educating the nation, women caste and reform, the changing world of visual arts, the making of the national movement 1870s to 1947, and finally India after independence. In 8th standard geography, 6 simple chapters will come under resources and development. We'll run through the chapters as Chapter 1 resources, then second one land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife, Chapter 3 mineral and power resources, Chapter 4 agriculture, Chapter 5 industries and finally Chapter 6 human resources. One of the important subjects in 8th standard is civics. When you study civics, you are ready to grow up as a righteous citizen of India. All chapters you study here gives you a complete idea of our judiciary, parliament, law and justice system, and above all, we study about the supreme law of our land, that is the Indian Constitution. Now let's see what are the chapters to learn here under civics. Chapter 1, the Indian Constitution. Chapter 2, understanding secularism. Then why do we need a parliament? Understanding laws, judiciary, understanding our criminal justice system, understanding marginalization, confronting marginalization, public facilities, and finally in chapter 10 you will study about the law and social justice. In 9th standard social studies, you have 4 subdivisions, that is history, geography, political science and economics. Okay, in history, that is in 9th standard history, you will have to study 4 chapters under the unit India and the Contemporary World 1. We'll run through the chapters like Chapter 1, the French Revolution, Chapter 2, Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution, Chapter 3, Nazism and the rise of the Hitler, Chapter 4, Forest Society and Colonialism. Another important information an Indian should know is where he lives, what is the size and location of his country, what are the demography and features he enjoys in India, which type of climate he lives, vegetation, wildlife, etc. are discussed here in 9th standard geography. The unit comes under contemporary India and there are 6 chapters. One is India, size and location. Chapter 2, physical features of India. Chapter 3, drainage. Chapter 4, climate. Chapter 5, natural vegetation and wildlife. Chapter 6, population. In 9th standard political science, the unit comes under democratic politics, and we have 5 chapters here. First one is, what is democracy and why democracy? When we study the first chapter, it is easy to study the other 4 chapters too, because it is a continuation of the rest. Chapter 2 deals with constitutional design, Chapter 3 electoral politics, Chapter 4 working of institution, and finally Chapter 5 comes to democratic rights. In 9th standard economics, we study 4 chapters, and here that comes under the unit understanding economic developments. Chapter 1 deals with the story of village Palampur. Chapter 2, people as resource. Chapter 3, poverty as a challenge. And finally, Chapter 4 comes to food security in India. Oh my God, 10th standard social studies. How I will remember all these dates? How can I remember the names of rulers and places of battles? What a confusing scenario while studying political science and economics. All these are the issues in the mind of every children and candidates who are preparing for the exams. See, one of the interesting points is that 10th standard social studies is only a continuation of 8th and 9th that you have already studied. And also, I am here for you to tell you a story about the whole social studies, and get ready to hear all. Okay, in 10th standard social studies, you will be again having 4 divisions, that is history, geography, political science and economics. In history, the unit will come under India and the contemporary world, part 2, that is a continuation of standard 9. Here we have to study 5 chapters, that is Chapter 1, the rise of nationalism in Europe, Chapter 2, nationalism in India, Chapter 3, the making of a global world, Chapter 4, the age of industrialization, Chapter 5, prem culture and the modern world. 10th standard geography is also a continuation of 9th standard geography, that is contemporary India part 2 is detailed here. We have 7 chapters. Chapter 1, resources and development. Chapter 2, forest and wildlife resources. Chapter 3, water resources. Chapter 4, agriculture. Chapter 5, minerals and energy resources. Chapter 6, manufacturing industries. Chapter 7, lifeline of national economy. Class 10 political science is a little bit vast, even though easy to learn. It comes under the unit democratic politics. There are 8 chapters here. We'll run through the chapters, that is power sharing, federalism, democracy and diversity, gender, religion and caste, popular struggles and movements, political parties, outcomes of democracy, challenges to democracy. In 10th standard economics, the unit is understanding economic development. We have 5 chapters here, that is Chapter 1, development, Chapter 2, sectors of the Indian economy, Chapter 3, money and credits, Chapter 4, globalization and the Indian economy, Chapter 5, consumer rights. Hey friends, come to Home Tutor, listen to my classes, go for the exams. No more by hearting, only understanding and enjoying. I hope I will make the sessions interesting. For that, please subscribe our YouTube channel, Home Tutor. Thank you.